Before I start the video, I want to ask to please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps out this channel so much, and it encourages me to continue making these types of videos. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I will also be ranking Goodbye Despair's characters and killing harmonies. So stay tuned for that. Now that that's out of the way, let's start ranking the characters.
Hi, I'm Sayaka Mizono. I look forward to getting to know you.
The Saiyaka hate is so forced, I swear. I love her so much, she's so pretty, and I really wish we got to explore her ultimate talent more. Like, imagine hearing some of the songs her group made or learning more about the other members. The hate she gets for doing something so many of us might have done in the same situation is honestly so lame. I genuinely believe she would have been a super lovable character if she wasn't constantly followed by this silly hate in the fandom. I'll always defend her. Like yeah, I get that she betrayed Makoto, but I don't think that was her intention from the start. She seemed like she genuinely wanted to stay by his side. He was the only person she personally knew, and the only one she felt safe around. I think the only reason she turned on him was because he was the only person who actually trusted her. Everyone else kept their guard up. And Leon was already being weird around her from the beginning. Between the fear from her motive video and her desperation to save her friends, Sayaka made a terrible choice, but it wasn't cruelty. It was survival. Anyway, I love Sayaka. She's easily one of my favorites in Trigger Happy Havoc. No amount of fandom hate is changing that.
Yo, the name's Leon Kuwata. What's up?
Honestly, I like Leon. I like his design and his personality. I know he's very likable within the fandom. It's not easy to make a hot-headed and annoying character actually likable, but when it's done right, it really works. However, I think his self-defense explanation is bullcrap. Let me explain. When Sayaka attacked him, Leon attacked back. His attack would end up breaking her wrist, and she ran into her bathroom to hide. Leon would then go back to his room to get his toolbox to break open the door, then killing Sayaka. Notice that, she had locked herself in her bathroom, she was scared and didn't want to come back out. That gave Leon the opportunity to go run to a student's dorm or even hide in his own and wait until morning. He chose to go back to Sayaka's room, he wasn't forced in. It seems more like revenge to me. Not only that, he was even one of the first to blame Makoto straight up. But I think his execution was very emotional, like it was just so raw, and when I was playing the game, I was so locked in during the execution, eyes wide open. Also, Monokuma making Leon get hit by the baseballs when he was open, that he no longer wanted to do baseball anymore, that he no longer felt passionate in it, just wow. But overall, I like his character and I do wish we saw more Sayaka and Leon moments, and he's just a relatable character that many love.
Mukuro Ikusaba. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Sadly, half of her personality is just being Junko's loyal servant, and the other half is cold and distant. She is very straightforward. Personally, I just can't bring myself to care about her, and I understand why people do, but it doesn't hit for me. I know there's Danganronpa, but it isn't canon. I've also heard of Danganronpa 0, though I haven't looked into it yet. If there's any more backstory or information on Mukuro, please let me know. Moving on, I'm tired of the fandom labeling her entire character as either an incest freak or an innocent cinnamon roll. Yes, she's brainwashed and genuinely believes Junko loves her, but she's still an active participant in the horrible crimes Junko committed. I want to know more about her childhood. Because her whole personality, her whole character, is just tied to Junko. Maybe people like that. Maybe that's just how Kodaka intended her to be. Still, I think her backstory is actually really powerful, to be that loyal to someone you love, trust, and adore, only to be impaled with spears by them? That level of betrayal is brutal. Especially considering she truly believed Junko loved her and cared for her. It's so tragic. She just reminds me of a human embodiment of yin and yang. And I love it. But sadly I can't bring myself to care about her specifically.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Chihiro Fujisaki.
Oh, my baby Chihiro. You were done so dirty. It's not fair. But I want to quickly rant about something. His secret was used more for shock value than something that could have been genuinely powerful. I understand the story needs twists and turns or it would get boring, but I feel like Chihiro's reveal had the potential to be so much more impactful instead of just being used for shock. And not only that, the fact that it's tied directly into the crime just cheapens it a bit. I think his character is really nuanced within the fandom. To get the facts straight, Chihiro is a male who cross-dresses to avoid bullying due to his more feminine features, that's canon. It's honestly sad to see people go into full-blown wars over this debate. He was hiding his true self, and that led him to go to Mondo to become stronger, but sadly he never got the chance, which his secret was revealed unfairly. I mean, yes it was a part of the murder, but still. That said, I don't want to dwell too long on this discussion. I genuinely appreciate that Chihiro contributed something meaningful to the story. He's not just the super shy woo-bean that parts of the fandom reduce him to. I really wish we got to see more of his journey and training with Mondo. But I love him so much. He's a cutie, and there's something so admirable about him.
Name's Mondo Aada. Nice to fucking meet you.
Oh my goodness, where do I even begin? I love Mondo. He's my #1 favorite Danganronpa character. I love everything about him, and honestly, I think he's genuinely handsome. I know people talk smack about his hair, but I actually really like it. It fits his rebellious side way more than if we'd gotten something slicked back and basic. Plus, pompadours in Japan are often associated with rebels and that classic cool vibe, so the slicked back look would have honestly been kind of lame in comparison. Moving on, I think his severe weak complex adds so much more depth than the fandom gives him credit for. You don't see that kind of vulnerability often in bad boy characters, and I honestly fell in love with it. Him being an all bark, no bite kind of guy without coming off as annoying is really refreshing. I adore both his surface level traits and the deeper, emotional side he hides away. And weirdly enough, I relate to him in ways I never thought I would. He's loyal, emotional, and such a softie. Like, just imagine getting a bear hug from him, that would seriously heal me. And the fact that he wants to be a carpenter? That he wants to create things instead of breaking them? Oh my goodness, my Shella. He's so much more than just a tough guy. He has hopes, dreams, and a huge heart.
I'm Kyotaka Ishimaru. I believe in bold simplicity. Let's work together on our educational crusade.
I like Kyotaka. I like how he overreacts, and honestly, I'd respect him, even if I hate to admit it. But I'm still kind of upset we never got to see his full backstory just because it was apparently too disturbing for Danganronpa. Too disturbing for a Danganronpa? Are we serious right now? I also really wish we learned more about what exactly happened with his grandfather's scandal. What was it that caused Kyotaka to be the way he is? That kind of context would have added so much to his character. Anyway, this is a safe space to say it, he's a cutie. Don't worry, I totally get why people simp for him. I know I say this about a lot of characters, but there's something about him as a whole that I just genuinely adore. That said, I'm also so tired of this fandom babying him. Calling him a crybaby is honestly frustrating. Are we forgetting he's not only pretty muscular, but also emotionally intense and principled? Just because he shows weakness sometimes doesn't make him soft or childish. He's someone under a ton of pressure, trying his absolute best to live up to practically impossible standards, not just for himself, but for the people around him too. And as someone who's emotional and sensitive myself, I can completely relate. I can cry over the smallest things, but that doesn't make me immature, it means I feel things deeply. Same with him. He's not being a crybaby, he's showing human emotion, maybe for the first time in his life. Honestly? No, he's not a crybaby. No, he doesn't need to rely on Mondo for everything. He's growing, just like every other character in the series. And that growth deserves respect.
I do not think we have been introduced. I am Celestia Ludenberg.
I love Celestia, she's my second favorite Danganronpa character. I'm obsessed with pretty much everything about her, her outfit, her personality, and of course, her iconic hair. People like to complain about her freakout during the trial, but honestly, I thought it was great. It made perfect sense for her character. Yeah, I wish she had lived, but that moment when her whole persona started to crack? Amazing. People forget that everything about her was a lie. Fake name, fake accent, fake backstory. The second she was exposed, the act dropped. Her accent vanished, and she went from elegant to aggressive and panicked. I thought that shift was such a cool reveal. Also, I have to talk about her outfit. As someone who's really into goth fashion, specifically 80s trad goth, I absolutely love her look. During quarantine, I even bought a ring like hers. Later, I found out it was inspired by Vivienne Westwood, total style icon. I like to poke fun at her motive sometimes, but honestly, it fits her character perfectly. She was written to be dramatic and self-absorbed in the most entertaining way, and I think she gets too much hate for playing her role exactly right. Anyway, love her. Long live Queen Celestia.
I am Hifumi Yamada, but if you want to call me by my nickname,
The Alpha and the Omega!
I don't mind.
I don't want to be that girl, but hating a pretty normal character just starts to feel more annoying than justified after a while. Like, I'll say it straight up, I don't really care about Hifumi. But the more I looked into his character, the hate he gets is kinda hilarious. Putting him in the same tier as Teru or Miu? That's insane to me. He's actually one of the nicer characters in the series, and honestly, I think people would like him way more if his design wasn't so goofy, but even then, it's not that bad. He reminds me of Big Chungus, and I love Big Chungus. Plus, we both love Diet Coke. When I first got into Danganronpa, I figured Hifumi would be one of those weird characters the fandom ironically stands. But I've never seen a clear reason why people actually hate him. And honestly, I don't. He's alright.
Name's Byakuya Toama.
I hate Byakuya. I could never find the hype for him at all. And believe me, I tried. Moving on, I appreciate his character development. I'm not sure what others think about it, but I actually like it. Making him more empathetic and cooperative while still being his same self makes him 10 times more likable for me. I think it's pretty realistic. Obviously, someone who's condescending and arrogant isn't going to suddenly have a change of heart and start handing out roses, so this is one of the character developments I can get behind. But moving on, his design is kinda boring, something you'd expect from a rich asshole, I guess. I hate Byakuya, but just because of his development he gets bumped up.
I'm Yasuhiro Hagakur, Hero for short. Take it easy, yeah? I know I will.
Talking about Yasuhiro always hurts my heart, because I genuinely like him, but I don't think he should have survived. I know. I get that not every single character needs to contribute heavily to the plot, but we had way better options. Like Kyotaka and Celestia. Moving on, he's definitely way too hated just for surviving. Like I mentioned with Hifumi, the hate for a character reaches a point where it just gets insanely annoying. He's also one of the nicest characters in the cast, and it's so weird how people call him a pervert just because he's 21. First of all, he was held back, so it's not like he's 21 for some weird reason. And second, he was literally trapped in a killing game with everyone else, he didn't exactly have a choice. And don't even get me started on how cute his relationship with his mom is. I love Hiroko.
My name is Kiyoko Kiri.
Ugh, I love Kyoko so much. I've been manifesting her exact boots showing up at the thrift store, like, it's becoming a mission at this point. I also adore her color scheme. I started loving the color lavender because of her. Honestly, she's one of the few overhyped Danganronpa characters who actually deserves the hype. I'm so glad they gave her real emotional depth and didn't just make her some cold, stoic detective stereotype. Slightly off topic, but I really want to read Danganronpa Kirigiri, so if anyone knows where to buy it or find an ebook, please let me know. Anyway, back to Kyoko, she is so beautiful, and her official art captures her perfectly. I love that she becomes friendlier and even starts smiling more. It just makes me love her 10 times harder.
Heya! I'm Aoi Asahina, but my friends just call me Hina. Sup?
Unfortunately, I never really clicked with Aoi. I like her well enough in the game, but I hated her in the anime, she was just super annoying there for some reason. That said, finishing Trigger Happy Havoc did help me appreciate her a little more. I actually like how realistic her character feels. Like, when Sakura died and Aoi tried to frame herself as the killer. I felt that. Me too, girl. I probably would have done the same thing, especially since she really believed Sakura took her own life because of that fake note Monokuma planted. But it really bugs me how overly sexualized she is, like, what's up with that? It's so unnecessary. Overall, I like her as a character, but I don't emotionally care about her.
Not that you'll remember my name anyway, but I'm Toko Fukawa.
I don't have a ton to say about Toko. I liked her way more in Ultra Despair Girls than in Trigger Happy Havoc. Her obsession with Byakuya honestly just annoyed me, it wasn't entertaining, just kinda exhausting to me. I actually like that she can be mean sometimes, like when she insults Aoi. I wish the game explored that side of her more instead of focusing so much on Byakuya. That said, I did enjoy when Genocider Jack messed with him, those scenes were genuinely funny. I found myself giggling at Genocide Jack during the trials. Especially during the anime dub. I just wish they leaned more into that chaotic energy instead of making her whole personality revolve around a crush. I haven't looked super deep into her character, so I don't feel strongly about her either way, but her backstory is definitely sad, and it explains a lot about why she is the way she is. Still, kind of like Aoi, I just never really clicked with her.
I'm Sakura Okami.
I will always defend Sakura being the traitor/mole, I genuinely think it was the best choice. My jaw dropped when I found out during my first playthrough. And it was for a good reason, like girl me too. And honestly, I pray I find someone like her one day. The kind of friend who hypes you up no matter what state you're in. The one who refuses to stand by and let you fall. When you actually look at her character, she's so insanely likable. She just gets overlooked, kind of like Yasuhiro, but she deserves so much more love. That said, I'm still not letting Spike Chunsoft off the hook. The constant skirt flipping fan service? Disrespectful. Like, can we have a strong girl boss without sexualizing her for once? I refuse to let that slide. And don't even get me started on her design, it's perfect. She's strong, buff, and still feminine. Not a pick-me, not insecure. She wears a skirt because she wants to. She uplifts the other girls without putting them down. She's proud of how she looks. Proud of being muscular. Proud of being her. Period. Queen. I never cared about Makoto, and I know people don't like him because he's boring, but I love boring people. I know he's not loud, edgy, or overly dramatic like the rest of the cast. But he's just like a breath of fresh air when you're overwhelmed. Like a cleanser or something lol. People overlook him way too much just for being boring. He's encouraging people, spreading hope, and he helped everyone to continue going and not fail into despair. Come on, not even Mondo could do that. And he wasn't even trying to be a hero, he became one. I don't care about him, but I would defend him in a comment section. Sigh, I really hate Junko. Especially during Danganronpa's peak where everyone and their mom knew who she was. I know she's meant to be a gyaru, which from what I understand is a Japanese fashion subculture that challenges traditional beauty norms. Honestly, I really like her hair color and those huge pigtails. It's just her outfit that feels kind of underwhelming to me. Since I'm not an expert on Japanese fashion, I don't want to be too critical there. That said, I do feel like her character was a bit undermined. Sure, she became iconic, but when I really looked into her, I was honestly disappointed. I appreciate her charismatic yet terrifying side, but the whole "I'm into despair because I'm bored" thing just made me sigh and roll my eyes. Like, really? They had the potential to give her something so much cooler. Her traits and characteristics were all there, but they just didn't quite land for me. Overall, I'm not a fan of Junko, but I think I'd like her a lot more if she had a real motive, if the overdramatic act was toned down a bit, and if her relationships with others had more depth and emotion. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Hopefully my rants live up to the title of this video, hee. And if there's anything that's too bothering, like the extra fancy text or maybe the music, please let me know. I am willing to switch up styles for Goodbye Despair and Killing Harmony rankings. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Less than 3.